My skin is allergic to something. Anyway, we're not gonna... Oh, there's filters? That's a retouch. That looks so fake. Anyway, first of all, thank you for being here. Even though nobody's in here right now, but you're watching this and you're here. This is episode 22, and Spirit titled it... Dang, I just typed it. Like, bro, where's my memory? Abstract in the Dark. And before I got the title of the episode today for Shadow Reaches, I got a loud suggestion from Spirit to grab my old art. And I was like, are we seriously doing this? Because I usually don't do art interpretation, download type of videos. I usually don't do that. I've done it before on my Spirit Family Instagram page, and then I'll be posting those sometime on that channel, on that YouTube channel, but I haven't done it for Shadow Reaches, and I haven't done it on this page, so I'm not nervous, but I'm like, oh, well, that was different. Well, our downloads today will be coming from old art pieces of mine, dated all the way back to God knows when, so let's get started. All right, I'm in the closet today. Anyway, I'm gonna set you guys up right here. We in there? All right, bet. Okay. We are lifted, we are gifted, y protegidos siempre, si se puede. May God bless you, may God bless me, may God bless we. I pray that everyone is having a grand time, and I pray that everybody catches a miracle this year. I said it, yes. If you believe in miracles, I hope you catch one. And I hope you're doing the work to be aligned with that miracle. Because God, I promise you, God is ready to give some of y'all some miracles, man. Y'all, if y'all have earned it, y'all have worked for it. And if you haven't worked for it, well, never mind. Y'all earned it, y'all have worked for it, and y'all are in alignment, and y'all kept it real. Y'all stay solid, and y'all stay down, so it's coming, bro. Anyway, let's see. This is like a very old sketchbook, so our downloads are going to be coming from art today, if you're just walking in here. Let's see what piece Spirit wants to show you guys, to show me shit, because honestly, when I make art, I make it and I put it away. I don't even look at it, to be honest, simply because, I don't know, it's just weird. It's like a journal, like, unless you consciously just decide to go back in a journal, like, you won't look back at old stuff. That's how I view my art. All right, let's see where we want to go. Okay, for some reason, Spirit wants me to show you guys this. This is a drawing I made with just a Sharpie, some probably 2023. It's of this, like, snail monster. I'm getting that... What is the spirit of sloth again? I'm doing well, love. I hope you're doing well. What is the spirit of sloth again? Does that have something to do with laziness? I don't know, but I'm just picking up, like, a lot of my collective, just for a short period of time right now, has probably been experiencing, like, either slow movement, just slowness, or procrastination. And I was actually just on the phone with a friend today, and we were talking about how our procrastination monster is a little bit... We literally said it like that. I said it, yeah, my procrastination monster. Basically, I was saying how my procrastination monster is a little advanced. It's not just about doing nothing. It'll do everything, but what you're supposed to be doing in that moment. So it's like, damn, like, some of you guys are experiencing, like, just slowness, or just, like, kind of, I don't know how to explain it. But you are able to combat the spirit of procrastination. It's very simple when you put it into simple terms. When you overcomplicate these concepts in your brain and your mind, of course, it's going to be hard to fight the spirit. But there's no fighting when it comes to procrastination. You just literally, the moment you get that thought, you have to, like, okay, so my brother, when he wakes up in the morning, he does this thing. He'll literally pop up out his sleep, and he'll just jump, and he'll just start clapping. Like, he'll just, like, jump. Like, I don't know. I just wait. I'll be literally half asleep, and I'll hear him just, like kind of pacing. Sometimes you have to give yourself a jolt to start something. And if you don't even want to do that, just go straight to what you're procrastinating on.
You know what I'm saying? We have to defeat the procrastination within us because it has so many undertones and so many deep-rooted reasons as to why we procrastinate. It could be, oh, we believe that we won't be able to perfect whatever we're trying to procrastinate on, or we believe that, you know, we have all this time when time is an illusion, so you're supposed to really just do shit now. There's so many reasons, deep-seated reasons why we submit to procrastination. And I genuinely believe that procrastinate, like once you get in the flow of routine and discipline, those two things are very important to combat procrastination. You won't be perfect, you know what I'm saying? You'll have moments where you will procrastinate on your task, your creative task, whatever you're trying to do. But it takes practice to battle it, because it is a spirit, because obviously there's a part of you that wants to do it right now, you know what I'm saying? But then, you know, something happens, a time warp, a time loop happens in your brain to where you go to other places besides the place you need to be in the present moment. All right, let's move on to the next art piece Spirit wants us to untangle. I was about to say detangle. Somebody probably is about to detangle their hair if you're like naturally about to have like a wash day or something for curly headed people. Anyway, let's see which one. Let's see. I don't really like showing this because this is an unfinished piece, but basically this is like a, I don't know, it just looks like a, you know those little holes in the trees? I forgot how they're made, but there's like holes in the trees. It looks like that, but with a mixture of like a portal. Some of you guys are in desperate need of going out in nature and hugging a tree or getting divine codes from trees. And not just the divine ones. Trees are probably one of the oldest things here on earth. You know, they have the ancestral codes. So when you hug a tree, you're not only getting codes from the light, you are also getting codes from the dark. So your ancestors, the battles that were fought on the land, the slavery, whatever, you literally can get light and dark codes from nature, because especially trees, because they've been here. Trees have been here for centuries. And if you've seen these, there's like in certain states in America where our trees are huge. Like, what I'm telling you, like, they're huge, and not just huge, and like they're huge and thick and very rooted. You know how much a tree goes through to get that big, to get that strong, to get that sturdy? You have to view yourself as a tree, you know what I'm saying? Like, with every cycle of rain, every cycle of non-rain, every cycle of having to grow and regrow. Sometimes your branches break, sometimes your leaves fall, your leaves grow again. There's so much a tree is constantly evolving and changing, if you think about it, because even when it gets to its peak height, which I don't know if trees really have a peak height. Sometimes I feel like they grow forever, but it's when trees get to their peak height, they're still constantly shedding and growing leaves. So yeah, I don't want to get too deep into that. Let's move on to the next art piece and decipher what Spirit is trying to tell us. These are all very old, and I made these one in a very uninspired time, so I was definitely going through it a little bit. Okay, I've shown this piece before in a literal reading I did for my Spirit family, but is this one. This piece right here, I genuinely believe that, one, I was very depressed when I made it. Two, if you look at this little character right here, what's the word? Pity monster. Oh my gosh, we're like, okay, so we're just going over like monsters right now. Like, we can call them monsters, we call them spirits, we can call them whatever. But the pity monster, what is or who is the pity monster? You ever mess up, or you're going through a really tough time, and you get a certain look on your face, and you can feel the look on your face where you just like, you can see the pity on your own face when you look in the mirror, and like, you actually pity yourself. To pity yourself, it's not the same as having empathy for yourself, because it almost puts you on the opposite of a pedestal. It puts you below your own self, you know what I'm saying? The feeling of pity is so uncomfortable when you really feel that shit. Confirmation. It's like, damn. It's like, fuck. you reached such a low of a rock bottom in life. Have you ever, like, I know everybody here has reached their version of a rock bottom, and no matter what is going on, anybody that comes around you can do nothing but to pity you, and it honestly doesn't feel good, because you're yearning for at least sympathy, because sympathy is like in the middle, you know what I'm saying? We really want empathy. When you're in this pity energy, like, you're craving empathy, you're craving someone to relate to, you're craving a savior, you know what I'm saying? And for the most part, if you're an individual type of person, you're very individually spirited and you're very independent, you want to save yourself, but when you're in that type of a emotional environment that you got into, it is hard to save yourself. When you hit that low of a rock bottom, you have to remember that you need people. And that is also something that I learned over the years when I, like, disappeared and I was in my very, very dark phase last year and the year before. Like, during the moments where it was more suicidal, I just wanted to leave. There was no yearning anymore. I just wanted to go, you know what I'm saying? And then as I was kind of creeping out of the just wanting to self-delete, I just was begging something to take me out of my self-pity. Like, begging anything. Every day I would just cry. Every day I would just, like, what the hell? Like, why am I feeling so low? Why don't I have the motivation to do, like, I didn't even have the motivation to freaking do simple things. Like, if you have depression or seasonal depression, or if you experience depressive episodes, you know how hard it can be to get out of those, especially when it happens after a series of negative events in your life. You can be trapped in a depressive episode I was trapped in it for 2 years. I'm not saying it'll never come back again, but I'm saying I'll be equipped to handle it, and it won't be that bad anymore. You know what I'm saying? Because I take care of myself way more than I did before. But we want to gain pity from people, and I'm not mean we need it, but I'm saying you would rather want empathy rather than pity. I don't really know where I was going with that, because it was just moving so swiftly, and then I ended up putting my own personal business out there. So we're gonna move on, but I still kind of want to analyze it, because, like, behind this pity monster are these eyes. You see these eyes right here? But it's like, it's coming from the head. So when you're in, like, this self-pity mode, when you're really, really just broken and in the kind of what is it called? I don't know. I'm not gonna even try to train my brain to figure it out. But you have the perception that, like, everyone's watching you. You can't do anything in the public without like oh my gosh, I can't do this because like ooh, I'm gonna tap out this energy, because I literally was in this energy not too long ago, and I don't want to, like, overload. But I feel like you guys get what I'm saying. Let's move on to another art piece that we can decipher to get some shadow downloads. Okay. I love this one, because this is an unfinished piece. It's literally just a hand, a very creepy hand, drawing a hole in the wall. So, how I would interpret this for the collective right now, your shadow self is literally trying to break through something. Like, they're trying to break a barrier, self-limiting beliefs. Like, they're trying to break through it. And the reason why this hand is kind of, like, a little bit more creepier is because it's your shadow self. It's your shadow self trying to almost make yourself a cheat sheet. And what I mean by cheat sheet, when we're doing this dark work, we're doing this shadow work to integrate our shadows so that we can be balanced, and that we can also be confident and really know ourselves in and out, as above so below. Your shadow, once it becomes strong enough and it becomes, like, mature, even your shadow can do work. Like, everybody know how I already talked about light work, and, like, you know what I'm saying, like, your shadow does work too. When your shadow becomes mature enough, when it becomes more equipped, and when you are doing the work, your shadow gives you assignments for yourself. Like, hey, look deeper into this. Hey, go back to this date and see why you fucked up there. Let's see how you're gonna react. And then the more and more you do that, you get less and less triggered by your own shadow. Like, your shadow will test you. Your shadow will be like, Let's drop a memory of a tragic or crazy event that almost broke you, and let's see how you react to it right now. And that, a lot of that has been happening to me recently, to the point where some of the things that the memories have been dropped into my conscious for me to face, they don't hurt as much. They don't hurt anymore. Or I'm not saying there wasn't pain before, but I can think about these things. I can think about where I fucked up in life. I can think about where I made mistakes, and I can think about, where the wrong was done to me, and it doesn't crush me because I've done the work. I've done the shadow work. I've done the inner work I need to do in order to face my fears, to face the monsters, to face the darkness. Because for the most part, when you're not tapped in, when you don't want to face things, you are afraid of the dark. But you cannot fear the dark because we are born in the dark. In the mother's womb, it is pure darkness. So you cannot have light without the dark. We have all these dualities in life for a reason, because there's a place for it all. So the more we do this shadow work, the more we're elevating. Your shadow self will test you damn near like at least 5 times a quarter in a year, Your shadow will test you. Your darker self will be like, hey, like, are you ready to face the parts of yourself that you've hid from yourself for this long? Are you ready to face the parts of yourself that you cringe at? Are you ready to face the parts of yourself that you hide from yourself and others? Are you ready to face the parts of yourself that you've shunned, or you've are you ready? Are you really ready to face the parts of yourself that you don't show anybody? You don't necessarily have to show anybody, but you have to show yourself eventually. You have to be reminded of the things you've buried down so deep inside of you because of the shame, the guilt, whatever the reason. It has to come back up. What goes up must come down, and vice versa, because gravity is a whole different concept in spirituality too, I believe. But yeah, shadow work is all about facing yourself, because the deeper you go, the brighter you have to shine, because you have to bring bigger lights into these darker places. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if that's it, because I definitely just went in for real. Somebody just commented some question marks. I don't know. Maybe I don't know how to answer that, because that's not a full, sentence. It's not a question. It's just question marks. So I don't know if maybe you got lost in my words, because I get lost in my own words, or maybe you just have a question about what I'm talking about right now. But if you're still here, I'd probably rather you like comment what your question was, instead of, just commenting the question marks. That would probably help you, and maybe somebody else who has questions that hasn't even commented anything. Honestly, I think that's it for today. I don't want to make these episodes too long. Y'all know I don't like making episodes too long, because the attention span of the world is very short. And I'm not saying I don't want to challenge your guys' attention span, but it's like little by little, bits by bits, Either way, I really do hope that everyone continues to face themselves. Forget facing this, face yourself every day. Commit to doing something uncomfortable every day. And when I mean by uncomfortable, I mean the things that are uncomfortable that are good for you, that are good for the soul. Whether you like it or not. Because there's a lot of things in life that we don't necessarily like that's good for us. So face those things. Challenge yourself to journal some of the darkest thoughts you have in your head. Don't be afraid of your dark. Don't be afraid of your monsters. Don't be afraid of the sinner in you, because we all are sinners. Don't be afraid of Jesus, Lord. Yeah, just don't be afraid. You know what I'm saying? No fear, no doubt, no disbelief. We are lifted, we are gifted, y protegidos siempre. Si se puede, se puede. And I love you guys, and thank you for being a part of the Shadow Reaches today. I love you, and bye.